What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sold Out. And on today's video, we are going to be doing a versus video. It's going to be the Zion 1 versus the Zion 2. You guys already know I love the Zion 1. And you kind of know some of my thoughts on the Zion 2. So with that being said, let's hop right into it. Now, down onto heel slip-in comfort. Heel slip-in comfort for the Zion 1 was beastly. I love the padding around here. It's not too much. There's a lot of extra padding around here, but then it gets thinner inside, so it's not as bad. It's not as puffy as like the Kyrie Infinity, stuff like that. I really love how they did the padding on the Zion 1. Heel slip-in comfort for the Zion 2. I had some issues. It's very thin around here, but then you can see the Achilles pads. I don't know if you guys can see them clearly, but there's Achilles pads pretty pronounced right there. A little bit more pronounced than I'd say like the James Harden model, where you could kind of feel them pushing. James Harden model had more like memory foam on them. These don't feel the same. They're a little bit more stiffer. Might just need break in time, but they did kind of poke me just a little bit. Really wasn't a big end all be all, like would make me not want to get this shoe. You just need to wear a little bit higher ankle socks and probably a little bit thicker like Nike socks, Nike Elite socks, something like that. But heel lockdown on the Zion 2 was phenomenal. Your heel ain't getting out of this, especially the way these Achilles pads press in. You're gonna have no issues with heel lockdown on either of these shoes. Heel slip-in comfort was great for the Zion 1s. Heel slip-in comfort was a little bit annoying just with how tight the shoe is. You can see how tight that shoe is, and it's not even tied tight yet. Getting the laces through here, and this right here kind of gives you a little bit of problems, but it's not something that would deter you from buying the sneaker. Now, down onto the tongue. The tongues were really no issue on either model. The tongue on the Zion 1 was very paper thin, and it had padding right here, kind of where the laces go across so the lace didn't cinch you or pinch you. That is very annoying, like on the Nike GT Run. That made me not even like that shoe whatsoever, and I really wanted to like that shoe. So I'm glad they did this on the Jordan Zion 1s. The Jordan Zion 2 tongue is very thin. Obviously, Zion does not like a thick tongue like the Kyrie or the PG6. The Zion tongue right here is very thin, and it goes all the way down thin. It is not ported. The Zion 1 does have few small ports in the tongue on this sneaker. Now, down on the laces, no issues with the laces whatsoever. Both high quality, very thin, but still high quality at the same time. So there would probably be no issues with the laces on the Zion 1. Down on the materials, this is where they kind of start to differentiate. The Zion 1 is mostly mesh. Besides this posit looking material back here on the back half of the shoe, you can kind of see like the netting right through here. Very lightweight materials. Right here, the very thin screen mesh. Over here on the Zion 1, you get a more high quality vibe. You get hints of leather, synthetic leather, some thicker mesh right here, and I thought the sneaker would run hot. It didn't. It was still pretty breathable. There's a lot of porting in the sneaker, so I really had no issues with like breathability on either sneaker. This is phenomenal with breathability. This sneaker does not run hot at all. This one barely even noticeable. So with materials, I would definitely have to say the winner is probably going to be the Zion 2. Even though I love the materials on the Zion 1, I like a very thin material shoe. I like to have breathability and stuff like that. So I love the Zion 1, but if you're going to go for durability, lasting longer, the materials on the Zion 2 are probably going to get the job done. Down onto support and lockdown. Support and lockdown for both sneaker was phenomenal. I love the support and lockdown on the Zion 1. I never had an issue at all. Stability on the Zion 1, phenomenal. This right here, this outrigger was absolutely great. Never had no rolling issues, no injury issues whatsoever with this shoe. Same with this shoe. I haven't played as long in this sneaker, but this has a nice pronounced outrigger on both sides actually. A lot of times you won't see it on this side of the sneaker. They kind of just keep it like caved in, but on this one it has two outriggers. I love that they did that on the Zion 2. This one just has one big enormous outrigger right there, as you can see. So when it comes to support and lockdown, I'd have to give it to the Zion 2 just because the strap makes you feel a little bit more locked down and the Achilles pads really hold your foot in the sneaker. This still had no movement whatsoever. Support and lockdown was great on both sneakers. Down onto cushion. Zion 1 was phenomenal. I put the Zion 1 on from day one. I was down in New Orleans when I actually ordered this. I ran to the Foot Locker. I seen it was dropping when we were in New Orleans. I ran to the Foot Locker, tried to get it. They didn't have it. Woke up the next morning. They still had it on Nike.com. Ordered that day one. I love the Zion 1 cushion setup. The air strobe on the Zion 1 is phenomenal. Now there's a nylon piece on the Zion 1 that kind of covers the air up. On the Zion 2, that does not happen. But where the big difference is, This is full-length Air Strobel. This is not full-length Air Strobel. This stops at the half. I'll roll footage on both of them so you guys can kind of get a glimpse. They put the zoom pad in the forefoot on this. This has the zoom Strobel all the way through it. It is very comfortable. I love it. The response, there is a tad bit of latency there, but it's nothing even really that noticeable, like you would like not want to buy the sneaker. On this, the zoom pad in the front, to me, for my foot, was kind of annoying. I wish they just would have put it up, moved it up maybe like that much, just up more towards the front of the shoe, because it's like right behind the ball of my forefoot. So it kind of creates like a kind of annoying feeling, like it just needed to be pushed up a little bit. So it was just kind of a little annoyance on my foot. Let me know if you guys had that same feeling with the Zion 2. Now, if you're a heavier guy, you might not feel that as bad. I can't, like I'm light, I'm 150 pounds. I can't just push these zoom bags down. You know, I'm jumping, that's when I feel them. When I'm pushing off, that's when I feel them. Just walking, I don't always feel the Air Zoom unit bags on the forefoot in a lot of these sneakers. Air Zoom Strobel, yes, I feel that. Air Strobel, yes, I feel that. The Air Zoom bags, I don't really feel that as much. Probably because I'm lightweight, but let me know what you guys think of that zoom bag in the forefoot of that Zion 2. Now, the back half of the Zion has the Air Strobel. I loved it. The heel impact protection on both of these sneakers is the shit. It is great on both of these sneakers. That's all I can say. You will not be mad. I mean, I put it up there with the GT Jump, the LeBron 19. The Air Strobel is phenomenal when it comes to impact protection. You will not regret getting either of these shoes when it comes to that regard. But when it comes to cushioning and what sneaker I would rather have, it's definitely the Zion 1. I love the full length. They should have did the full length in this. If not, they should have did half how they did and then put the Air Zoom Strobel in the front of this. I think that would make for a dope sneaker. I see that coming in the future. Mark my words, that's going to be on a KD shoe, a Kyrie shoe. It's going to be on one of the shoes coming in the near future. Now, down on the traction. A lot of people dog the Zion 1 for traction. Not me. I love the Zion 1 for traction. I got it from both my sons. Got it from my daughter. I got it for myself. We had no issues with traction whatsoever. I move quick. I had no issues for traction. Obviously my son and daughter are younger. My oldest son's 15. He had no issue with traction, and he wore his for high school year, so he's in and out of high school gyms, dusty, crusty floors, stuff like that, and he did not have no issues. He did not have the translucent pair. I had the translucent pair and still had no issues with it. I still hoop with this. I still run up to practice with it. I like to use this as my coach shoe. I had no issues with the Zion 1 traction for me personally or my family. Now, down on the Zion 2, no issues with the traction on that whatsoever. That stuck like glue. I was on a fairly clean court, so on a dusty setting, I can't really speak for that because I haven't played on a dusty setting yet, but the Zion 2 has very good traction. You can see the traction difference. They definitely went different ways on these. This kind of has more like a linear wave pattern, and this just kind of has more of like that fingerprint style pattern. But I loved both the traction on the Zion 1 and the Zion 2s. Recommendations? Zion 1, yes, I would recommend this shoe all day. Guards, even bigs. Even bigs could get great impact protection. If you got bad knees, shin splints, anything like that, this will probably help you out a little bit. It'll make it a lot easier running, getting up and down the court, getting rebounds, making, big, strong, powerful moves. The heel impact protection and the forefoot impact protection on the Zion 1 is phenomenal. Now for the Zion 2, yes, I would recommend it, but I'd also recommend trying it on before you go play in it and get it trashed and you're not able to return it. If you find it's a nuisance just trying it on like I did and kind of doesn't feel that good, I would just return it back. I wouldn't even mess with it. That way you can return it and you have no worries about it. You could just get you another sneaker. If you need recommendations, go hit the channel. I got all kinds of videos, guys. You can see them on the channel. So now what everyone probably wants to know is what sneaker that I would go with. Me personally, I would go with the Zion 1. It feels like a PE sneaker to me. I absolutely love the Zion 1. It feels like it was made for me. When I put this sneaker on, I love the fit that I get. I love the comfort. I love how this upper conforms to my foot. Now when it comes to the Zion 2, still a great shoe. If they would have ran Air Strobel through the whole sneaker, I think the conversation would have been different. Like I said, the Achilles pads kind of bugged me a little bit, but it was like not a very big deal. Like I wouldn't not buy it just because of the Achilles pads. I feel them would break in, and like I said, I put on higher socks. Didn't even really bother me that much. But this forefoot zoom pad did bother me. It was kind of annoying. I didn't really enjoy it. Like I said, I wish they would have put an Air Zoom Strobel unit in the front of the sneaker, because then we'd probably be having a way different conversation, and I imagine that I would go with the Zion 2. Now, aesthetic-wise, absolutely the Zion 2 all day. I love the vibe that they did on the Zion 2. It's got that 90s vibe. I love the 90s era of sneakers. The strap, it almost gives it that trainer Bo Jackson vibe, and I just love the way the Zion 2 looks. I'm gonna put my Move game days in these and probably rock them casually. I absolutely love the way it looks. I like the Zion 1 too, but casual, I would definitely go with the Zion 2. So before we go, guys, I'm going to weigh the Zion 1 before I forget. And this is 11.8 and this one is 14. And this one, yes, it's 14. So yeah, there is a little bit difference from shoe to shoe, but not that big of a noticeability when it comes to the Zion 2. I didn't really notice like it being heavy or lugging. I had to lug around or anything like that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my versus video of the Zion 1 versus Zion 2. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment. If I left something out, I will get to you. I will let you know my thoughts on that. If there was anything specific that I missed out on, let me know. But guys, thanks for coming through. I hope you liked the video, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Sold Out. Peace.